Hello, traders. Let me know when you can hear me and you can see my screen. This is Andy with Trade Ideas. Trader 77, how's it going, buddy? Oh, good. Good to hear. Good to hear. All right, hold on here while I get situated, get all my stuff organized. Little pop there. Hi, Rip, man. How you doing? Yeah, excuse me. All right, man. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's doing well today. Those Bulls. Yeah, Oklo has been a good one. PLTR, yeah, that's been an incredible week. Didn't grab for some reason I missed a lot of those nano nukes and quant stock. Well, quants didn't really do anything until today. But boy, they took off. I missed them. I totally missed them. I was focusing in on positions, but having a good day, having a pretty decent week. It's been tough because I was telling Steve the other day, it's like, you know, I'm up like certain amount of money, a good profit, and then I go and like take a couple of chats, in our online chat room, and I turned back to my blotter and it was all gone. So there's been some downdrafts. Today's the first day that we haven't seen, the nasty downdraft, but traded Amazon really well today and scalped it out, and I'm hoping this thing can go back to highs. Tesla's been a good one. Been trading it well lately. David, how you doing, buddy? Hey, net trade. Yes, good day. Good day for all. I be interesting to see how long it lasts. I mean, it just seems like all it takes is a bit of bad news, and boy, it just gives it all up. So hopefully, hopefully that's behind us. But we'll find out. Well, I've been waiting this TTD. I just cannot get this thing to go. Donkey Kong finally had a little lift today. Tiny one, maybe the start of something there. I've had other trades on my board. They're gone. I try to limit in this market the number of positions because man, when it turns and you have a blotter, it's not unusual for me to have 15 positions, but man, you get those downdrafts like we had, and it's too hard to manage. Yeah, I'm upset that I missed some of those China plays too. The gaps I just did not want to chase today. See what K Web's doing. Looked like earlier it was trying to. Yeah, I should have. Look at that. Boom. Gosh dang it. But this VNet I've missed the last couple of days. This thing when it gets going can really move. FINB kind of wanted that this morning, but typically in most cases when you chase these gaps on the China stocks that they open, you end up getting crushed. All right, Amazon. Let's see if you can go back to highs here. Take out that 50 period. I've been trading more of the big boys lately, but when it gets really volatile, now of course by doing that I missed a lot of the good high flying stuff, the Oklos and all that. I take that back. I did catch a few I think I caught a few yesterday, scalped them. See if this Tesla can. I'm hoping this thing could, because I do want to be loaded up when it break takes out that level, like crazy long. But boy, it's having a hard time. What's Kai doing? Oh, a little volume coming in there in Kai. It's a big level there. Hmm. Nice 1 minute volume. I hate when after a certain amount of time when they pop, I'm always a little skeptical. But BBAI on really not such good earnings actually went to green. They put alert in there in case that thing does go to highs. I had pretty big size in this thing on on a pullback right here, and I scalped most of it, but held on to some. I didn't think their earnings for a stock that's pulled back, whatever, what is it, 240 all the way to basically 180. It's a pretty big percentage move. And I thought those earnings now if it had been trading at all-time highs, I could see this thing getting crushed. But from where it pulled back, I thought they were pretty decent actually. So there's a couple of stocks I want to be in Amazon through the 50, and I definitely want to be in Tesla through the 200. Now I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen today, but who knows? That AI was setting up nicely right there at 2050, but I was like, low form is kind of one of those quant stocks. Had earnings gapped up, sold off. What's wrong with my single stock window here? There it is. Pretty low float. I can see Amazon setting up for Monday, not going through today. Pulte. Scalped out of some of that. Still have that left. And Tesla trying to go back to highs. It's a stock. I think if the market keeps going like it is, I mean, let's face it. I think the Qs are going to probably make it to the what's there. We're at the 200. We're at the 200-day moving average, so we're definitely going to be running into some headwinds right here. But I tell you this: if we get through, there's going to be some hedge funds chasing some of these. Let's call them laggers. I mean, Tesla is really lagging. I mean, I know it's at its 200, but man, from how much it's gotten beaten up and how much the Qs, have come back, I can see a lot of hedge funds chasing performance and buying stuff like that. Maybe Amazon. Can you look at sale? Yes, I can. True Seeker. Not bad. Not bad. I love you notice if you guys notice I do play a lot of things coming out of a base like on a bottom, kind of like that Donkey Kong. Uh Very similar. Trying it's still maybe just now getting started. And that's what I'm doing with TDD. I mean, it's on a base. It's not going anywhere. So what I end up doing if it doesn't go through, and there's an Amazon trigger, is I will I kind of scalp it out. So I'll have size, scalp some out if it can't get through, and but I'm always in some just in case. Same thing with Tesla. I've been in this thing since the bottom down here. So and actually have traded it very well. But I always want to be in some because you never know when that move's going to happen. That's why this TDD, I think now they do have earnings, I think next week. So that would be Thursday. I can see some people getting ahead of the game. That stock's been beaten up like about 70%. And earnings was way back over here. So even after the earnings drawdown, I mean, yeah, I love being, stalking stuff like this out. I'm sorry. Let me get back to sale because I guess kind of wanted to show you it's kind of the same pattern there. So yeah, I love that it's breaking out of this range. Now you do have a little bit of a. If I put the cursor right here, you're kind of running in. Looks like you're trying to get through it though. It looks like it wants to go to the 50 now. Obviously, I see that little 50. That tells me it's a new issue, and new issues are a little bit tough for me. But obviously, it looks like it's probably. I don't know what the IPO price was, but got revenues. Yeah, there's a lot to like about that True Seeker. That's my kind of setup. Wish I'd have seen it. There you go, Amazon. Come on, poke your head through there. I can see it stalling here. That's all right. Oh, you're welcome, Scott. Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure. Ah, new to trade ideas. Well, cool. Cool, man. Come in here. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. It's at same time. So come in here, ask questions if you got them. You can learn a lot, just by listening as well. I mean, a lot of us here are very old traders. So you can, pick up some good ideas not only with the software, but you can also pick up some good ideas for, trading help if you need to, if you need to ask a question or pick our brains. See, Pulte's another one of those ones kind of coming out of a base. Of course, with the market, beating up like it has been, gives off 22%. You're going to find a lot of stocks like this, obviously. This WHLR is just one I hopped in yesterday. I scalped some of it out, but it's one of those ones that you know, if you like playing some of these wacky ones, just kind of keep an eye on it. Had a little pop on this day, little pop, low float, 176,000 in the float, 10% short. It's just one of those ones that just you wake up one morning and the thing's trading, going crazy with the low float and just trading up around $10. If it's your thing. If it's not your thing, yeah, I totally understand. I don't do a lot of these, but uh, I did. Like I said, I caught some yesterday. Sold half at 40. Still in half. I don't Not sure how much we're going to get today. I mean, we're running smack into. Let's take a look at the spy as well. Spies may have a little more to go. Yeah, they still have a. We still could get up here, I guess. I'm curious though. Is they're making this move even without Apple playing ball? Just goes to show you don't need Apple to get the market going. Yeah, excuse me, guys. I need to make a little trade over here. It's not a new position. I got two accounts I'm working. One's my wife's. I'm on my her IRA. Yeah, don't get me. You're right. I missed that earlier. Trader 77. All right. LFCR. Let's check it out. Yeah, like they've caught that one earlier. I don't know why. Let me make these a little bit smaller here. All right, Amazon, you're butting heads with the 50. Let me erase my. Can't get my thing to show up. 192.69. So right here, we're at the 50 in that Amazon. And I would be surprised to see us close right at it. I can see some of these probably getting tired now with the yeah, there you have it right there, hitting that level in the cues. You start seeing some red candles in these things. Maybe Amazon doesn't want to stop at that. You know, Tesla. Yeah, probably no new positions for me unless it's something that, obviously not going to be chasing candles as we're running into resistance. I don't like chasing candles in this market anyway, lately, that's for sure. But uh, unless it's something that maybe has been beaten up and hasn't really done anything like this TDD. Airlines had a nice little push there today. I did peel off just a little bit more of that Amazon since it's at that critical level. So the Qs, are at their now spies are kind of in no man's land right here. They're stuck right pretty much between their 20, I'm sorry, the 50 and the 200. And you do have a little bit of a pivot level right here at the 460, just call it, yeah, sorry, the 568 level. But you would think, I don't know what's going to happen today that we get to that 200 day eventually. Groupon not playing ball. I tried that place today and the big short float didn't work. Got out for a small loser. Let me see. Gosh dang it. I got out at the lows too. The money machine pulse. Yeah, you playing around with that Trader 77? I'm looking forward to it. I should be able to get it inside of our platform here pretty soon and do some serious testing with it. Uh, that's just too tight. You're in this thing. I got it at a decent price. I didn't lose a whole lot of money on it. Then it runs up, and then you put a stop in when it's trading up here. It's like, well, I'll give it a little bit, put it at 512. Should hold that, fast line there, but got me by a penny. It's funny, this thing, every time it pokes its head through 55, it doesn't last long. So that's the, let me get this out of the way. 55.19, 55.15, and 55.19. So it just keeps poking and then coming back in. And one of these times it's going to explode through there and not look back. Hopefully, maybe on a Friday afternoon while everybody's giving up. You got SMR. Yeah, that one's been a tough one lately. I noticed it on the daily. It just kind of, it doesn't have the runs like Oklo will. It just seems like it gaps and slops. Whereas Oklo will actually kind of trade a little cleaner. See how you get these little moves? Oh, it's pretty sloppy back there. A lot of things were, but yesterday was a real nice kind of move for that Oklo. And NNE, what's that thing doing? Eh, kind of messy as well. Well, Tesla still. Maybe it's another one they'll go through on a Friday afternoon when everybody's signed out and went to the Hamptons. That is just crazy. Jeez. Yeah, I'm upset that I didn't catch that IONQ today. That was a nice little setup, but that's okay. That's okay. I got me some Tesla. Trying to end this TDD, man. I'd like to see this thing get going. That'd make me so happy. Dang, I see a lot of stuff. See if we have any China. Sometimes you can catch some China laggers. Yeah, not really seeing a whole lot. Now that one looks pretty interesting. They have earnings. Still don't have them to May 29th. Tcom came right down. It's above its 50 there. Net trade, yeah, it's kind of those when you say your channel bar, you're talking about the single stock window. Wait, what are you talking about in the channel bar? See, if my channel bar only shows, oh, okay, no, that's going to be precious metals. It's not going to, it's interesting that you bring that up. Maybe we should do like a nano nukes quant uh, channel bar, maybe a channel hot topic. Yeah, you could do all of them. You could do AI, nano nukes, and quants all in the same. What I think, do we have one for AI yet? He may have to look into that. All right, this TDD is getting back up above 55, and this is what I'll do if it can't go through. I'll probably sell a little, just bang out some profits, and just always hold on to some. Makes it a lot easier to hold on to some if you kind of bang out some profits every now and then, instead of watching your P&L. It's nice to have some closed P&L, little profit, because when they're basing, you just have no idea when they're going to go. They can take forever. And it drive you crazy. I mean, some people can just come in here and just say, okay, I'm buying some right here. If it goes to all-time lows, I'm getting out, and that's fine. But for me, I don't like that, because if it does go to back to not all-time lows, but if it does go back to 52-week lows, call it, it could be very painful. A little bit of volume coming in too. You got the 1 minute volume, uh, and 5 minute volume picking up. You see the volume bar there. It's the highest volume bar of the day, and it just took out that 19 level. See if it can do anything. It's just going to back up here. Hey Justin, how you doing? Yeah, TradeWave is cool. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop a. I'll show you some of it, but I'm also gonna drop you a video to watch because it's very informative. Make sure you start it from the beginning. I don't know why it pulls up halfway through. And that will. Oh yeah, you're welcome. And I'll show you how to access it. You can just go to. Well, first of all, you can pull up any chart you want to, like a chart. If you just you have to be in a browser chart. And if you just go to the FX and click on TradeWave, okay, that's going to pull up the TradeWave signal for you. So you will start seeing the signals in inside TradeWave. See, you got a buy signal right here in TDD. Makes me feel good. Okay, so you can do that. And next place is you can go to new in our toolbar and go to Market Explorer window and then right click, hover over strategies, and down at the bottom you'll see Trade Wave. And then you can do a daily, a weekly, or a 5 minute. So let's focus on the daily, and it's going to show you stocks that have a buy signal on the daily. PRDO. Wow, I guess so. Uh, Adapt Tech earnings play buy signal. So you can go there as well. But watch that video, and Chris explains it very well. But what I like to do is just put it on any just have it on a chart so you can see if stocks that you follow, stocks that you like to trade. So buy signal yet, but one could happen. If you chop off the what are you referring to? Okay, the video when you share it. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. I will remember that. I will go back and do it and save it under that. Interesting. Okay, looks like this TDD is going to frustrate me again, possibly. And what I'll do is just go ahead and peel some off if it does. Just uh, just when you're buying low, and I'm actually in a much better price. I think I got like bad feels in here because what I'll do is I'll buy it in my account, and then by the time I get over here, I'm chasing, and so I got some decent profits. So what I'm going to do here, if it doesn't get through, is go ahead and sell a little bit. I probably have more than I want going into the weekend anyway, but I'll give it a chance. Yes, yes, it's going to update. It's going to well, it's going to update based upon the time frame. So if you're using like a 5 minute one, yes, it should update every 5 minutes. Yeah, piece of crap. I'm so tired of this thing. It's frustrating. Just go through. That needs to hold this high. Needs to hold that 54.86. Otherwise, it's probably just going to come all the way back down. You know what, True Seeker, you can't, but I think we're working on that because you can have it on a chart. You can do it on a 15-minute chart. You can do it on any time frame on a chart and it'll work. Not in our Market Explorer for right now. I wish we would have a 15-minute over a 5-minute, but that's we only have a 5-minute right now. All right, I did sell third of that. Just it's what I do. One of these days it'll go through. Uh, so Apple is on the 5-minute trade wave. How do I get the chart from there? You don't. It'll be linked to any of your charts. So in other words, if I put Apple up here, let me put this on a 5-minute real quick. Bring over my big boys. Wow, Apple's actually on the trade wave, 5-minute. When you say it is on the 5-minute on the trade wave, you're talking about the what I do with that thing? I still have it up. No, must have closed it. Yes, Apple is on a 5-minute trade wave, which I am really okay. That was at 45. Okay, so you would have seen it right there on that bar right there. Remember the bar has to close, so that's the most recent one. The bar actually has to close before you're going to get a signal. So on the 5-minute trade wave, now I'm not sure why it's not. Oh, do I have it turned on? I don't have it turned on. Yeah, there's your signal. And honestly, this is too short of a time frame. I would prefer a 15-minute. So let's go back to the 15-minute and see what we have. And yeah, you're not going to see any buy signal yet. I think the 5-minute you're going to get them too quick. 5 minutes is too short of a time frame. But I guess it's for those that maybe want to kind of micro scalp. Okay, so this one was one that went off as well, and you can definitely see. Oh wait, that's the daily. Yeah, you can definitely see why that one would have kind of popped up right there. Did I lose my trade wave? Oh, there it goes. Hmm. Not seeing it on that one. Strange. Yes, Scott, let me show you again. Okay. To get the trade wave, you go to the, oh, there's that WHLR. Uh, you go to FX. Remember, you have to have browser charts on. You got to make sure your browser use browser interface is checked on the chart. Then, if you look in the upper left, you're going to see FX, and all you got to do is click on that, then click on Trade Wave. Let me know if you got it. Okay, great. But honestly, I would prefer, a 15-minute. I'll keep this open in case you have any more questions about that. Tesla. I used a 5-minute thinking that was the most recent alert or buy signal. Uh, they're going to be a lot more frequent, and for me, it's actually too frequent. I would rather look at a 15-minute chart. Like, look at this beautiful signal here in Tesla. Boom, right there. You don't have, if I put it on a 5-minute, I don't know. You're probably going to have a lot of them. Okay, I would just rather let's put it on Amazon and see what we had today on a 15-minute chart. Yeah, a couple of them turned around and sold. That was a nasty move. I had some pretty good size. Like I said, I bought on this pullback, and it's like, good lord. Luckily, I sold a good chunk because thing. Yes, very clean, Justin. You're right. Uh, 5 minute is just too, and I'm going to make a note of that and bring it up in our marketing meeting that we need to do a 15-minute, not a 5-minute, or at least both. Look at this piece of crap. I mean, come on. That that's why I do what I do because until it's ready to go. Yeah, keep the 5 minute. I think we so because I know people have been using it since it's been out. You can't just. We've learned that if you take things away, man, people will get upset. So, yes, I think you just add a 15-minute. Yeah, that's right, Peppy. I mean, you're right. There'll be a lot of junk in there. You need to find something with a decent uh average true range, or something that's not trading like Apple. You can do range for the day. In other words, and put a minimum that it has to have a certain amount of range. Unfortunately, you can't do that inside the Market Explorer, but you could, copy and paste those into a watch list and have a range filter in there that it has to have. I know it's a little work, but or like Peppy said, you got to know what to look for, what to avoid. So let's pull it over here and see if there's anything that might put it back on the. Why is it every time I flip, I lose my daily? It goes back to. I mean, it goes back to a daily instead of my 5 minute. So let's say, yeah, that one may not be bad at all. Okay, because what you have is a stock that has actually been trending very, very well, and it just got clobbered today, bouncing off its 20 period moving average. Now you got a signal. See, so something like that I'd be looking for because it hasn't been just trading sideways all day. So that one to me has potential for sure. EA. Every time I see that, I think it's EA Sports. Another, well, that has potential. Not sure why the big gap up or run up on that one. But Apple is just, yeah, I would never trust, that one. Bio. Once again, you got a nice range today and it popped up right there. Yeah, I can definitely see the benefit. Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't get rid of it, but for those that like a, shorter time frame. But okay, somebody wanted me. Okay, David, yeah, let me do that. Let me take a look at Kodak. Well, it's not Kodak. It's Kodiak. Was this the one you? Wow, man. You brought this up last week, didn't you? When it was trading like, uh let's see, I guess it would have been right around here somewhere. Man, it just keeps going. If you held on to that, man, good job. I would have got nervous and wigged out and sold it. Nice, very nice. Now, that being said, you got another topping tail, and this is an area that it's been fighting that 200 to get above. I I'd be a little bit skeptical if it. Oh, I'm gonna have to buy some more of this thing now. Wait. It's kind of in no man's land. But getting back, what I would not want to see, and I gotta, you know, I'm thinking it probably is going to close above that 200 today, just because of the strength of the market, the strength of the stock. But you do have basically a shooting star, I believe that's called, when you have an upside down hammer like that. Maybe I can't remember all the names, but what you don't want to do is, the following trading day is take out the low of that. Uh, but I don't know, boy. It's been resilient. Some people would have thought on that candle right there if it took out the low, and just keeps fighting back. Let me make sure. Jason, if I have a watch list, but I want to know if anything on it is moving in pre-market, how would you do that? Well, what I would do is, uh, like, big boys that I have up right here. I have change from close. So if you have a change from close, you can. Relative volume's not going to work in pre-market, but the change of close is. So you can see what stocks are gapping up in pre-market because that change from close is going to work in pre-market. It's going to be based upon the following day's close. Other than that, you can use if you wanted to use an alert window, you could also do like 5-minute highs, uh, pre-market high. You can throw that in there as well. Oh, you're welcome, Jason. But yeah, I love having, you're going to always see all my watch lists are going to have a change from close, and a lot of them going to have a change from the open as well. To see just, you know, yeah, it's a great thing to have. If stocks you like to watch, keep an eye on them. All right, let me make sure. I want to catch everybody here. Functionality question here from Scott. Every time I open a new chart window, it keeps opening Apple chart. How do I select another chart? Well, what you want to do, you can select another chart. Well, obviously, you can type in it and or click on any of your scans, and it's going to change it for you. So what you have done is you probably created a default chart setting. So what you want to do is once you get whatever stock you want on there, right? Just right click and go to use as default, save as default. So whatever you save as default, that's going to be the stock that opens up when you open it up. And if you want to, you can do the same thing with your default layout. If you want to come in the morning and see a particular stock open every day, you just put that stock on there and then just save. Got it? Okay, yeah. Then you can save layout, and whatever stock you have on there, that's one that's going to open up every time you open up trade ideas. All right, guys, I've gone a little bit over today. Look, the market is getting tired, guys. I know it's sometimes it's easy to get. Don't forget to take some profits. Is all I'm saying, because lately people have been selling into strength, and maybe today we don't see that, but just be sure you bang some stuff out if you have a lot of profits. All right, guys, have a great weekend. I'm out of here, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye bye.